How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have news that BlackRock has been buying a lot more than we thought, or they've been getting their clients to buy a lot more than we thought. And honestly, this blew my mind. This is something that I should have seen maybe a year and a half ago, them setting up. I believe I knew at one point, but they have hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin already. And this is confirmed. I'll show you the articles. They do have hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. They've been getting people into Bitcoin even before Larry Fink was talking about Bitcoin on the air. But this is just breaking right now. Now stay through to the end. There's about 1 month before the approval window for the BlackRock ETF, but they've actually been buying way more than anyone knows. And stay through to the end. I'm going to put my last video on the end screen. It talks about how many people can actually hold one Bitcoin. If you haven't seen that video, I'd go watch it. Definitely check it out. It's super interesting. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one as soon as I post them. And also, there are links down there to Blowfin and to Margex. In case you want to trade on leverage, these are some of the best exchanges out there. I've been talking about them more recently because in a bullish market, you can get great returns from going on leverage. Now, keep in mind that after you get some profit, you should probably take some profit. Like yesterday, I opened up a trade. I was up 25%. I closed out the position. I put a stop loss. I was up like 35% or so, 40%. I put a stop loss so I'd at least get guaranteed 25%, and it closed out. So I was happy with that. Now, I also opened up some positions on ETH and Bitcoin here. One I opened up a while ago at 36,600, and this isn't even a high amount of leverage, 4x, and I'm up 80%. This one I just opened up yesterday, 3x on ETH, down about 3%, but that's how it goes. There are links to these underneath the video. Blowfin is the last day that you can get a chance to win an iPhone 15 for free, just based on your trading. And then also Margex gives you a bonus as well, a deposit bonus to pay some of your fees. So check those out underneath the video. Now, IDO season is here. I want to talk about BlackRock, but first, things are changing. Like, the market is going nuts recently. Obviously, Bitcoin's up at 44,000. Alts are moving, but Bitcoin dominance still moving up. And yet, IDO season is starting. We had news about Inspect. They just dropped and delivered a near 10 to 20x for investors. This is as of today. I actually talked about this a couple months ago on the channel. I talked about it. I believe in 2 videos in a row. I talked about them. And they actually did about a 16x as of now. They started at 0.012. Now, the last time I looked, they're at 0.2. So that's crazy. And they were a $12 million market cap. So they went up to like a $200 million market cap. He says launchpads like Seedify and Sitgap and Paid Network are going to fly just like the last bull run. I said this about 45 days ago, 6 months ago. If you can grab up, squeeze into launchpads while they're cheap, it's one of the easiest plays out there. And I've talked about Seedify. I'm up about 2x, not 5x, but still, I'm still up a decent amount. Bitcoin dominance, though, is spiking. So you kind of have to be on the right horse, as some people like to say. You have to invest in the right altcoins at this point, because otherwise you're just going to bleed towards Bitcoin. And part of that might be because BlackRock has actually been buying more Bitcoin than we thought. And we have whales buying Bitcoin too. I've shown you some of the whales recently. There are a couple whales. One that's buying 100 Bitcoin like every few hours. And then one that's buying about 700 Bitcoin a day. And they're causing a lot of buying pressure. One of the reasons I can tell that is because we have this liquidation heat map. And we had a lot of shorts liquidated in the last 24 hours, about 177 million. We also had a lot of longs liquidated. So while we moved up 5%, we actually had a decent amount of longs liquidated, and yet the price is still high. Like, normally, if we had a $40 million difference, I thought maybe we go up like $500, but we're up $2,000 in the last 24 hours. So that tells you there is a lot of spot buying happening. Now, some of that might be from BlackRock. Now, in the past, I've updated you on how bullish it is that BlackRock is trying to get an ETF. They also announced that they were going to seed it back in October, basically meaning they were going to buy some Bitcoin. They also said yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, they received $100,000 in capital from an investor who basically seeded the iShares Bitcoin Trust. This is back on October 27. Now, I thought this was pretty much the extent of it. Of course, I know that they're buying publicly traded companies, like CleanSpark, like MicroStrategy. I thought that was really the only way, maybe GBTC, the way that they were buying up some allocation in crypto, right? They're buying companies that are publicly traded. They also have a large private trust. It's just coming out over the last couple hours. The largest asset manager in the world launched a Bitcoin private trust. And I must have known about this because this was as of last year, back in August. So 15, 16, 17 months ago. They say BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, announced in a blog post Thursday the launch of a new Bitcoin private trust. BlackRock stated Bitcoin is the oldest, largest, and most liquid cryptocurrency and is currently the primary subject of interest from our clients within the cryptocurrency space. Now, they went on to talk a little bit more about this in this article. At the time, I probably knew there was big, but at that point, we just had a rough bear market. Good news was coming out, but didn't move the price at all. And I didn't understand at that point how much they would push it, right? Larry Fink is going on live TV. This happened all this year. So this was just something that was announced, and then we didn't really hear anything about it. Now it's coming back out that this happened, and they have hundreds of millions of dollars in it. This is coming from a couple people talking about this on Twitter, some Bloomberg analysts, but they say that they may move up to $200 million from the private Bitcoin trust to its spot ETF upon approval. This means this was much bigger than a lot of people thought. They have hundreds of millions of dollars at least in this private trust, and they only offered this to institutional clients, U.S. institutional clients, and they sucked to track their performance of Bitcoin, less expenses, and liabilities of the trust. So they have made a lot of money. Take a look at how much money they've made. So Bitcoin, let's even say the average of the people that got in about 1 year ago, because it opened 15 months ago or something. They bought towards the exact bottom, and they've ridden it up 160%. That's nuts. So BlackRock has been pushing people to buy or just letting them buy. Maybe there's just so much demand that they have hundreds of millions of dollars that they've been able to buy up without having to really push it. They've bought hundreds of millions of dollars, and this is before it's widely available. This is just to really wealthy individuals. And of course, we've seen other institutions buying. We've seen other institutions like Fidelity trying to get ETFs. Franklin Templeton talking about their CEO buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and talking about how they're trying to get an ETF approved. So the demand is there. We're seeing hundreds of millions already flood in, and people had no idea that they had so much money in this trust. Now, I'm sure that wealthy individuals, people at BlackRock knew this, but no one was really talking about it. So, the demand is crazy. There's a fixed supply. There are whales buying all the time. Maybe some of those wallets that we've been looking at, maybe it's actually BlackRock. We don't know, or the addresses that we've been looking at. We don't know who owns those, but the demand is nuts for Bitcoin, and it's only growing stronger. As the price goes up, more people will FOMO in. Of course, we could always see some wicks down. It's healthy to see that. That's why on some of my longs, I've been taking profits, right? As we go up, I take some profits. A couple days ago, I closed out a long, and I could have left it open. I took profits at like 39,000. I set it up at 36 maybe, a more aggressive long. And then I took half the profits, and I took half the profits at like 41,000. And of course, if I had left it open, that would have been great. But I had 350% returns. So taking profits like that can ensure that you are able to withstand some wicks down every once in a while. Same thing on another long I have. It's been a long that I've had for a long time, and that one I plan on leaving open for a while. I'm up 900% right now, like a 10x on the money. So if you do want to trade, there are links to it underneath the video. Let me know your thoughts on BlackRock buying as well. Let me know if you think that they're going to get billions in terms of inflows when the spot ETF is approved. It seems like everything is pretty much set for those to be approved. Of course, there are probably going to be some revisions, but we're about 1 month away from the approval window, which is insane. We only have about a month and maybe a few days left to wait. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.